What's going on, traders? How we doing out there? Let me turn my volume up. Let's get this going. It's Start Swing Trade. Sorry, I'm a little bit late. Had to go ahead and get out of a trade just recently. So was able to handle that. Was finally able to get a little bit of lunch. You know how it is. Sometimes when you're stuck in a trade and you're trying to just get that profit, it's hard to even go get some lunch, right? Well, I've been working all day, team. I'm ready to get right into the show. I'm a little bit tired, so I'm going to need you guys to keep me going here, team. What I need from you guys, let me know. What stocks were you looking at today? What was on your radar? Or maybe let me know, what was your best trade of the day? I know I was able to get back and continue into the green in the small account. Yesterday, I didn't necessarily get in the red, but just a no trade day. And I think it's very important to sometimes tell day traders like that there is a no trade day, right? There's too many times where traders sometimes they have to take a trade, right? There's this addiction to trading, right? And one of the things that I can tell you guys as being a trader that's been around for now, 8 years, one thing that I can say is that you really need to know sometimes when you just don't got it or when you just can't read the market really well. This can not only save us some money, it could really save us an entire account, really. I've seen traders ruin accounts with just one bad trade. Why? Because they're fighting some logic they feel the market should do versus what's actually happening. This is why I always talk about that we need to live in the present moment. Talked about this on pre-market prep. So I love to always bring the whole day back around, right? And a lot of what we need to focus on is just the price action. Because let's think about it, right? Just even this morning, you came in as traders. What was talked about everywhere? AI, 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 NVIDIA to the moon. Look at AI stocks. What happened at the open? Very important. Let's go take a look underneath the radar and see what we found. All right, let's take a look here at, of course, the SPY. You guys can see there we had that first downside action caught around the 412.50 area. And the reason I had that line kind of drawn out is you can take a look on the hourly. A lot of the times I look to see if we're going to come back to yesterday's prior range, right? The high, the low of yesterday. Do we come back to those levels and bounce off of it? You can see the SPY came right back to yesterday's prior range and was able to bounce off of those levels, start working their way back up. Let's take a look at some of these AI stocks that everybody was watching today. A perfect example, AI, C3 AI, right? This morning, how is it looking compared to how to actually trade, right? I'm going to bring this down a little bit so we can focus more on the price action versus some indicators. We can bring this back a little bit later. Just want to focus on the price action here, right? So you're getting all this upside action, and then right towards the bell, what do you get? Even if you were looking for a quick pullback, maybe that 30.50, a little bit of a bounce, you got in there at 30.50. Boom, you get the washout a lot of the times. And what happens here is a lot of traders being on one side. This is why I sometimes look for deep time frame pullbacks on the hourly to try to get in on those support tries, right? And a lot of this is also just living in the present moment, right? Because if you fight this down action, you can easily just get wrecked. It went down even further than the support that I had drawn of 28.60. Let's take a look at the hourly and how that worked out, right? Well, the resistance there around the 28.60, that's what I was kind of drawing out, but it went all the way back down towards the second layer, which would be the support around here. And you can see around the 27, there's been some support before, and it was at kind of this prior high that we got over. And now we're trying to hold a little support. Does it mean that AI is done? No, it doesn't mean that at all. Look at NVIDIA even. NVIDIA did a nice hourly pullback right towards kind of like a trend line. And I think this is very important to kind of catch, because if you were looking at this in the morning, you could have been going after these bigger time frame pullbacks. And of course, if you pull this back here and you draw this at the support, look how close this first candle that came right back down to 366.35 was really close to this low here at 366.98. So around 367 could have been a deep time frame pullback opportunity to buy out the gates of NVIDIA. Now you guys can see where it's trading at right now. We'll take a look here, but you guys can see right out the gates, what does it do? A quick pullback to 366. Yeah, would you have taken about a maybe about a point heat, but not looking too bad as it starts to climb back. Now it did just kind of let go just a little ago, but now starting to hold on here. We're going to look to see, do we get ourselves a little bit of a power hour rally here? And I can take some trades, team, like always, right here. Start swing trade. I do like to take some live. It's all dependent on how I'm feeling about the market. Right now, I feel like the market did that nice little washout mode. Let's see if the institutionals just come in and just start smacking these tech stocks a little bit higher. So we could also watch stocks today like Apple, right? You can see that's already leading there, right? The big boys, Microsoft. It was a little bit weak earlier. Look how it's starting to kind of crop up here and prop up after that first downside action move and now collecting the 9 EMA and going higher. This is also why we can continue to watch SoxL to continue to rip higher. I would not be fighting tech right now. And if anything, looking the ways to get in. And today I did take a name and maybe I sold it a little earlier. I got to say, this might have been a bad sell on my part, team. I got a little bit of a kind of worry on Marvell. I got this earlier today at 47.08 and 47.10. That was like an average around 48.09. And then you can see here, we got out. I took some profit on the first move at 48.46 and then took the rest of it out at 48.42. But I think I was a little bit kind of freaking out on this move. And I should have held this a little bit because this is one that hasn't really gone. These are the type of charts that I was looking for today in the tech space. What are some of these tech stocks that I know are really good stocks that just haven't partaken in the rally? Well, Marvell being one of those, and it made a nice move. I think I sold it early today for the day trade, but hey, we'll see what happens with this one. If I'm able to get back in, you guys can see they're starting to pick up a little bit here towards the close. I think we might get ourselves a little bit of a power hour rally. I know I put an NVIDIA blow off top, but that was a question mark, right? Because in my eyes, if it keeps holding this hourly, it could make the move to 400 and start squeezing all those shorts, trying to line in. I'll tell you one thing. I would not be shorting NVIDIA. How long have I been talking about that? You guys in the chat, how long have we been talking about that I didn't want to get into that kind of shorting of that dragon to the upside? And even though, even yesterday you got that downside action, we saw the way it was closing. And that just showed me, hey, don't get in front of it because there's a lot of people that just believe this is the best AI stock. And we have a huge bubble going on right now. And you guys let me know if you guys think this is a bubble. I definitely do think it's a bubble. I've seen a couple in my days now, and I've really seen it. And when we start to think about a new technology, I remember it's like when we first started talking about LiDAR, right? Maybe AI is even more powerful, of course, than LiDAR, or maybe more powerful than the metaverse. But the truth is, this bubble is getting bigger. And what are we seeing? We're hearing companies that used to be data companies starting to call themselves AI companies, right? That's what happened there in a lot of these data companies. So now we're going to see is how big does this kind of bubble grow? And one thing that I've talked about is story, right? And when we're thinking about story, we got to always remember a lot of people talk about fundamentals and they talk about technicals. Not a lot of people talk about story. Story is what really gets stocks ripping past fundamentals. Fundamentals can go to the ground. You can throw them out. You can, especially if they're written in a book, you might as well scratch them out because the truth is when a stock moves on a story and it has that momentum, it can keep going. It doesn't matter what the fundamentals say. It doesn't even matter what the technicals say. If it's overbought, oversold, it can still run. All right, catching up with the chat. What's going on out there, guys? It looks like you guys are jumping on in. Definitely smash the like. What's going on? AI, baby. JRP, what's up? Easy Mike, how we doing out there? Walter, it's good to see you guys. Tony Rosa, what's up, baby? Always Miami. 305 till I die, baby. Hey, Miami, the Heat, we taking it tonight, baby. We taking it in Boston. We're going to do it nice. My man Jimmy Butler is ready to take care of business. That's a shout out for sure to the Miami Heat tonight versus the Celtics. Don't miss it. 8:30. Oh, I know I'm going to be watching. Jay, Target down 10 billion in market cap. I mean, I'll just say Target already looked bad. So this doesn't help them. And Jay, I appreciate you mentioning the nice call on Adobe as an AI play today. I'll tell you one thing, Jay. I was a little mad because I should have been swinging that Adobe trade. And look how this thing took off like a rocket today. I like the setup today. It looked good. I just didn't catch it, man. And this is also a little bit of the hard part about trading like kind of a smaller account. I keep watching some of these smaller names because let's just be honest, I can't trade this name in that account. But Adobe, really nice move on the breakout to the upside towards the 394. One of the best moves I saw all day. And one thing I'd say is I think this really is more of that AI type of play that really could get going, especially take a look at the weekly. I know this just did a really nice 1 week move, and now it's like kind of a 2 week move. But this is a good looking stock now. This stock has been hit hard. Of course, we know they have subscribers. I'll tell you right now, I'm subscribed to Adobe products. I pay for them every single month, and they ain't cheap. Mine's a student discount, and I pay about $36 a month. So you could guys just imagine for like enterprise. Oh man, you're paying up. And now, why not make a 50% return, right? A 50% retracement. So we talk about 50% retracements all the time. We've made a move from 700 down to below 300, and let's make it a little bit closer towards that real bottom. And you can see it kind of comes into around 487 levels. Well, I don't think maybe 487 because I don't see any kind of resistance there, but I'll drag it a little bit down, a little bit closer. And it's not going to be maybe 50%, but maybe a move to 474. We'll see, of course. The SPY has to stay in kind of that bullish mode, but Qs, man, today just lift off, guys. Look at this nice move right now in the Qs. And I feel like it's setting up here for like a little bit of a cup and handle, kind of a little bit of a nice little move higher. Let's see if it makes a nice run towards 341 and pushes towards the upside. These tech stocks, they feel like they want to go. AVGO is another one that I called out today. And why did I talk about this one? A deal with Apple, man. All we were waiting for was just for it to get a little bit some love. Look at this move. I talked about how, yeah, it was already kind of breaking out, but that doesn't mean that it's not a strong stock. This might be one of the strongest stocks right now. Broadcom, look at that push today. Not too bad of names that I tried to focus on. And I also talked about it because of the Apple deal, right? I mean, that's the only time you'd probably see me bring up Broadcom. I don't talk about Broadcom often, but I brought it up today on pre-market prep. This is why I like to take a look back too, right? And a lot of the times, let's just be honest, I'm going to miss these trades, right? Because I'm looking left, I'm looking right. But that's what pre-market prep's really all about. It's just waving flags, pointing towards where the trade setups are. And then it's up to you guys to go ahead and nail that. We've been looking at AVGO. It's not like this is the first time we've talked about it. We created this line on the 23rd. So we were watching this 2 days ago, right? When they started mentioning the news. And now it really took off through 700 all the way to 729. Nice big bar up. All right, Tony. Yes, we'll take that, baby. We're going to take it. Take it up in Boston. You know it. Got to give it to Money Mitch. He called his sports. I mean, the truth is, in sports, I'm always going to be leaning a little bit on the Miami side. But hey, BBC, are you swinging anything? Right now, I only have NCLH, which is not looking too bad. I did hear news in the cruise lines that there was like a pretty good news coming out of them. I think that was from Carnival. But to tell you the truth, I'm just looking for another run into the 15s and get this up through the resistance. You can see how it's kind of stair-stepping its way. It's kind of done this kind of little V bottom kind of look here. I just want to see it kind of take off, right? Get that nice little push higher, continue through the 15s, and then work your way up. Because I think this could really kind of make eventually a move towards this kind of resistance up here in the trend line back there towards 17. That wouldn't be a bad little swing there, right? So I like the cruise lines here. I know I got rid of the airlines, but eventually I want to get back in. It's going to be all dependent, really, if we're going to really start seeing a downturn or not. I got out because I already had some nice profits. UAL also coming back already. DAL is another one that I'm thinking about getting already because, I mean, this is a nice little setup, a nice little pullback to the 9 EMA. Can get right back in for another move back above the 37. This actually doesn't look too bad there. I actually would maybe keep this on my radar. Look for a nice little pullback at least to the 35.50 here because it's already kind of getting a little lift here as of late. But not a bad move here. Delta Airlines. All right, let's go looking underneath the hood today. Technology went from red to green, right? And of course, with that, we need to keep an eye out. What did the best from the open? And I do want to take a look at like kind of bigger names. Of course, some of these are going to show up. They're going to be some smaller names, but I will try to kind of pick out some of the bigger ones, and so we can keep an eye on it, right? This is one that's definitely making a really nice day here. VICR. I don't know what this one does. Victor Corp, but electronic components with a nice move. Of course, I want to kind of stick to the semiconductors, so I'm going to go more into that space here and focus on an industry, right? LEDS. If you want to look at a cheaper one, look at that one. Already starting to pop, right? I'm going to leave that one alone too much, but hey, this is one that was definitely on my radar today for a nice little fill to the upside. And look at this MPWR. This one is one that gets forgotten also. And the only way I know this one is Christian Faumhertz. So shout out to my man, Christian Faumhertz. I know he keeps an eye out on the show, and I know he keeps an eye out on these stocks. This one's an actually interesting setup here on the daily. Nice little move right back into this move. And you can see we've been watching this stock since April, right? It's not like this is the first time we're bringing this stock up. Now we're looking for this one to try to continue. So if you look back on kind of more of a weekly trend line, you can see kind of this approach here. Now it's looking like it wants to get to 500 and above. So keep your eyes on this. Really nice move up today from around the 440s to the 488s. Not a bad move at all, man. Pretty good rip. Of course, we already talked about Broadcom. That's still going. Man, that would have been a nice one to grab on. TSM with a nice day up, right? I know I don't play TSM, but have I missed out on this move and opportunity? Yes. I can tell you guys that sometimes you're going to get some right. Sometimes you're going to get some wrong. This is one that I've been missing out on. And the reason I've been missing out on it, of course, is what? China news. But the truth is there really an attack on Taiwan? No, that has not happened. Should I be worried about it? Maybe. But I'm missing trades because of it, right? And I think that this is a really nice move here. This tells us also something that we need to keep an eye out for, right? TSM, really some of the best, right? Are they going to say anything about AI and really get them going, right? I mean, it's been a pretty nice move today. This looks like some nice appreciation. Another thing that I can clearly see on the chart is how when you got up above 100, you reloaded, got above the 100, came back and reloaded again at that 100. So that 100 price point doesn't look too bad. We'll see what happens there. TSM. All right. Ben Berger says TSM puts hashtag sad face. Yeah, don't worry, man. At least I'm sad face too with you. I'm missing the trade, but I know you took a little bit of a hit. Hey, it happens sometimes. Retail not looking good. I saw that Burlington mentioned in the chat, Florida. Yeah, Burlington didn't do that great today. We can go through some of these kind of retail stocks. How did AEO perform? This one bounced back a little bit. How about ANF that was hanging on yesterday? Boom, right back down, back to the downside on ANF. Yeah, this is one that I might have gone after today. I'm not even going to lie. That would have been a fun one to kind of short. Urban, another one that I was thinking about that it would just give up the gains. Yesterday kind of held it up. Now it comes right back to the support. And guess what? Nice little gap on this one to see it close down. So this one doesn't look too bad. Let's see if it fills the gap and comes right back down. Urban Outfitters. There's a lot of these kind of plays that are setting up there. Costco before earnings? Hell no. But guess what? You did get an opportunity because what? Because BJ's has lowered the bar, right? But look how BJ's has fallen off the table. This is my only concern with Costco's earnings today. And this is why I don't play earnings Arden overall. Because there's so much concern on what could come in that earnings report, right? The truth is, you don't know, I don't know. And even if the technicals look good, even if the fundamentals look good, even if the analysts are saying that it looks good, doesn't mean it really looks good. So BJ's here, since their report, they came down and they're continuing to leak. Now, have they lowered the bar far enough for Costco just to come in here and be in line and come up on it? I'll tell you one thing. On a day that the stock market is recovering, it doesn't look too bad, especially if we can end with a nice little rally here towards the end of the day and actually push higher, right? We're way higher than the opening price. That was a really good move. But can we actually make this nice little hard green close? If that happens, it won't be looking too bad. But the truth is, it's still a dangerous play, and that's why I avoid these. So to each his own. If you want to take this shot, my friend, hey, power to you. On Costco, if it does have a good move, I can see it moving back there towards 490, 495, and 500. Do I like this play? Yes. And normally I look at the monthly chart with Costco, and this does look like it's holding support around 477. Now, the only question is, will it hold in there and really start coming up? It did do a nice little sweep move today, so I kind of like that. But the only truth is, we don't know what's coming in the earnings report. It could do well, and it has been climbing all day. But, of course, it could also be kind of run into the earnings today, and then right before the close, they kind of sell off of it. We'll see what happens there on Costco. I'll tell you the truth. I'll be keeping an eye on that one. Target is getting a little bounce too. Walmart is the one that I think I want to see if it can get back above 150, because this one came down pretty fast also, and it's coming towards a longer-term trend line. I'm trying to see if it can recover here and then start making its way back to 150, especially if people are going to start avoiding Target. One way can be to short Target. Another way could be maybe to long Walmart, right? Or maybe long Kroger's even. Kroger's has been already riding up. I trust Walmart more. So maybe I start looking at this one to see if we can hold this line and start coming back up through kind of 148, 149. Then I can risk off of 147 for the move back up through 150 and 154. All right, we'll see what else is going on. Costco could hit 500 by the end of the week. Yeah, I agree. Good report. It could be there. I bought AVGO at 400, still holding. There you go. Take that money and run to the bank whenever you can, my friend. You determine when that time is, but I'll tell you what, that's not a bad little gain, man. Shout out to you at least. Good trade. All right, let's keep going. Let's take a look at what else is going on there. LabU saving me from success. Yeah, success, man. What a flush down on that, man. And you just got to be careful on stocks like that, right? And leverage things like that. Don't fight the trend, right? That's a very important thing. I mean, Soxel, what a move. I was playing Success earlier this week and made money, but I was getting in and out. I didn't want to swing it because we never know what could happen. And tech stocks, they've been pretty damn strong. Walmart and Target going to be hard for the cost unless they put up big numbers. We'll see. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting. All right, let's keep going. I know also Ulta will be reporting today. That's one that could get a little bit of a bounce. This one, ooh, I don't take many earnings bets, but man, Ulta. The only thing is it's just been it has been pulling back, right? I mean, it has been a significant pullback in that, but I mean, it's made a huge run too. This company does not get beat too many times. Let's take you know what? I'm going to do a kind of a Benzinga Pro kind of approach here, right? One area that I don't do this too often, but let's take a look at something, right? So I got an idea here. So we're going to go ahead and go full screen here. I'm going to bring Benzinga Pro to take a look at this, right? One way that we can use Benzinga Pro to do this is let's go to Ulta. Go to the calendar. Let me close this up here. And let's take a look at their earnings, right? How they've been doing on their earnings. A lot of times I really like doing this because the truth is I want to see how they've been doing, right? Have they been beating? Have they been kind of missing, right? Those are all very important things for me. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of lower the zoom here so you guys can see a little bit better. All right. So here you guys see there. Let me zoom in one more time here so that at least you guys get a little bit bigger numbers. Okay. So you guys can see on the last like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 reports they've beat on both sides, EPS and revenue. That one feels a little bit more like I have the odds on my side there. What do you guys think in the chat? I haven't taken a trade. You guys, 1 bullish, 2 bearish, Ulta beauty tonight. What are you guys thinking in the chat? Let me know. I'll let you guys go ahead and take a look. Yeah, maybe it was 2 days too early. That 3-day rule, baby. Yeah. I mean, Sox S, Sox L. How high can Sox L go? It's all about the Qs. The Qs want to keep running, and the semiconductors want to go. Yeah, it can keep running. All right, BBC says 1. We got Helene with the 1. We got Raz with a 3. What's a 3, man? Come on. Is that neither? All right. I hear you guys. Oof, this one feels like a nice little bet. It is starting to get strong right now. As we're talking about it, the last 5 minutes have been pretty good. Let's see if I can get a little pullback here towards like kind of the 488, 487.75. But I have a feeling it's going to go ahead and take 489. It doesn't look too bad on the day here. Nice little recovery. And it does also looks like kind of like a little bit of a inverse head and shoulders, but I don't look at those in the top of the range. I look at those kind of more at the bottom of the range to see if they can hold. But just look at this, right? A nice little move back above the 489, 490s. Does look good for it to kind of recover 500 with a good report. We'll see what happens there on Ulta Beauty. That's something I take a lot of shots on. Man, it's a hard one. I'll tell you what. I think we could risk about like maybe $8, but I don't know the expected move. So if anyone has the expected move on Ulta Beauty, let me know. I have to do a little bit of some math to get that, but I'll take a look at it. It's not a bad one there. Let's go to industrials. Let's take a look at what else is going on underneath the hood, right? It's not only the technology stocks that are moving today. Let's go to GE. Did that get a little bounce? Yeah, it bounced right back. I mean, this is why you don't get short GE, because it just wants to hold on right now. Same thing for Caterpillar and Deere today. They don't look too bad. They're bouncing a little bit. I'll keep an eye on these. They're not bad looking stocks. Hold on one second. Let me just get a drink of water here. All right, let's keep it going, guys. 34 on Ulta, says Jay. My man did the math for me. Oh man, that's a pretty good risk, right? I mean, let's just be honest. That ain't a small one. Let's see how we close here on the close, because we are looking like we want to keep pushing here. Let's see if we get a nice little kind of push here from 3 o'clock. I mean, it hasn't been bad, right? I mean, this was 3 o'clock when we started the show, team. We've had ourselves a little bit of a rally here. Let's see if we can keep it going. 341 was the number we talked about when we started talking to see if we can get that rally. It's pushing. Tesla, what's up with the Tesla dragon? Is this ever going to make a little bit of a run? What do you guys think? Going to make that run to 200? I kind of like how it pulled back to the 90 EMA. I talk about this all the time. That 90 EMA, when we have momentum, is a good outlook for pullback entries. We're looking for a nice little run in Tesla. I don't know, man. Maybe his DeSantis comments might ruin him, but the stock doesn't look too bad today. We'll see what happens there. All right, let's take a look at what else is going on. Who won the pants bet? You know who won the pants bet. You owe me, Raz. Let's keep going. Let's take a look at what else is going on. Financial services in the red today. That's not doing the best there. That's kind of hanging in. That was kind of worried me a little bit earlier, but they did catch the bounce. They were going red really quickly. But you could see even the KRE, it hasn't really gone anywhere. And this is why you don't take too much bets on, at least I feel, on regionals, because where has this gone? This could still go down. This could still go up. Maybe eventually when it gets to 45. But man, these have gotten destroyed. Where's PNC? Man, this one has fallen off. I've been watching this one since kind of this 150 break. Man, that was a good opportunity there in early March. And now this has kind of just been tweaking down. We'll see if any worries come back in the regional banks. I don't think it will, but who knows, right? Who knows what's around the corner? All right, let's keep going. Let's take a look at what got hit the most. Healthcare. I've talked about this. It seems like we're seeing a turnaround in healthcare. It just seems like they just can't hold on. And so you got to be careful with names in the healthcare space as this really starts to turn around. You see Lilly up a little bit today. I mean, it's up from the open and overall, but I mean, this could just pull back to the 9 EMA, especially with the Pfizer news. It's kind of getting affected by the Pfizer news, but look how quickly Pfizer pulled right back down. So this is also an opportunity if you want Pfizer, if you think that this could come back. I kind of like the pullback for Lilly eventually, but where do I get it, right? I'd look for a little bit more pullback. Let's see if we can get towards the 410s, 400s. How's Merck? Merck is kind of breaking this trend, right? And I've already drawn this, and I can see more and more kind of weakness coming into this. So I'm really starting to be worried about healthcare sector overall. BRTX, a biotech, right? It's kind of pretty strong. I feel like it's holding the 50 EMA pretty well today. That's that yellow line you're seeing there. So around 328, I feel like some traders are definitely watching that. A lot of people use the 50. So kind of look for that to kind of hold on right now. And you can see kind of we've been in kind of this little bit of a downward channel. That's what I'd call this, kind of like a channel right here. You can see a lot of people draw channels to the upside. This seems like a downward channel, right? It's just kind of bouncing in between that. It needs to get out of that range. Stop going up and down in that range. Actually go up, close above, and make a nice expansion to the next resistance. We'll see what happens when that move happens. That's a move into the 338s, the 340s. But of course, if it comes back to 326, the next move would be the 334s and the 336 for a move higher. LabVIEW will show us this, right? I mean, biotech is coming down pretty quickly after it was pretty strong for pretty much like 2 or 3 months. Now starting to come hit the supports. Half moon doom, baby. Yeah, not what you want to see. All right, let's keep going. We can take a look at some other stocks here. If you guys got one to take a look at, let me know in the chat. We can take a look at energy. I know energy is just in this battle, man. And I have a feeling that you're going to start seeing more and more profit taking in energy. And then you'll start seeing energy let go, because I think that you're going to start seeing people switch out of energy to go into technology, because they're like, man, forget oil. I want AI, baby. So we'll see what happens if the XLE starts breaking here, right? XOM doesn't look that strong either right now. This is one that we can maybe take a swing on. Let's take a look at how oil's looking overall. Let me take a look at WTI right quick. I have it on another kind of service, so let me just take a quick peek there on how we're looking. Come on, WTI, let me know. Come on. Where we're at. All right, I see around 72. All right. I mean, we've kind of been battling. We've been kind of trying to meandering here. We need to get through the kind of the 70 mark again. But it looks like we're heading down there. So if I wanted to take a risk right now off of kind of like oil coming back through 75, kind of one of my signals, and then of course I use some levels, right? This doesn't look too bad, right? I mean, this does look like it is trying to reject here and could come right back up, right? And then reject one more time. So that's another thing that we can look for, is if we come back into this space around the 108s, 107s, we could definitely look for an add in that. Or do we just cut through the 105, going towards the 102s, back towards 100 on ExxonMobil? This doesn't look too bad. I'll tell you right now, it doesn't look strong overall. All right, we'll see what happens in energy. And of course, keep your eyes on some of those names. How's the Slumberjay? The Slumberger hanging on right off the bottom. We'll see if they're able to reverse at any point. All right, let's take a look there. What else is kind of not strong? Utilities. Utilities haven't been strong. We've been seeing them just give up. And I think this is an instant a sign there that you could see the energy trade start to give up also. So Duke, a couple of like almost 8 days in a row. So if anything, maybe a short on the XLU is one to maybe look at, but you're not going to get much. You got to use a little bit more sizing to get a good move there. Marvell ripping into the close. Yay, Jay, I sold it early. Oh, man, this is one of those that I'll be definitely being like tomorrow, like, come on, Mitch. This was a good one. I talked about it, and I wanted to keep it just for here. Like, this was my intention. I only took one swing trade today. It was Marvell. and that was a new position, but closed it too early, man. And a part of that was I had closed the Palantir. I was seeing a little bit of a pullback, and I just overreacted. It's going to happen, team. And you're not always going to get it right. You're not always going to get the big move right. I mean, from 47 to 48, it was a nice 1-point move, so I didn't want to give it up. But you never know that it could keep going. I think that now I'll be looking for pullbacks, right? So I can look at the 4-hour chart and look what I missed out on that 4-hour chart. Oh, don't even want to talk about that. But I can look for pullbacks here towards around 48.86, 48.75 tomorrow and try to get a little bit of a pullback entry fill. That's what I'll be looking at. Who knows? This could be at 50 tomorrow. I'm just glad I brought up a couple of good stocks today. And that's all I can do as a host, right? I mean, I'm not here to kind of make you guys money at the end of the day. I'm here to kind of bring things into perspective, kind of point to where I see stocks moving. And it hasn't been a bad one today, man. Marvell, Broadcom, Adobe, a lot of good stocks that I was able to look at. Some in different price points, right? At least Marvell, I was able to partake in some of the trade. And of course, I took Palantir. Might have distracted me from some of the other plays, but that's all we can do. And I hope that you guys enjoy plays like this because it really does help you guys at least keep your eyes around at what could potentially have not gone and what could go, right? That was, of course, on our Trade Zero segment. So shout out to Trade Zero. I know they sponsored that segment, but it was a pretty good call out there from this morning. All right, let's keep going. I read NVIDIA's current profiles. I'll take a decade to grow into today's price. Yeah, and that's how it is, man. The key is, Dano, is I talked about this just a couple seconds ago, right? The truth is when story runs a stock, fundamentals go out the windows, even technicals go out the window. Story can drive a stock as far as it wants. We all know what happened with AMC. We all know what happened with GME. Story is the driver, the strongest driver there is. The only question is when does story actually take control of stocks? What I'm starting to learn, and this is the big thing, is whenever we have a bubble type situation, like a new technology, a new hype word, that's when we need to be thinking of one thing only. What are the stocks that are going to play in that story and could become the leaders in that story? And that's how we can catch the next NVIDIA play or the next AI play, or maybe it's the next EV play, or maybe it's the next hype word that comes out, right? We're always trying to find ways to kind of perfect our playing there, especially on trends, because that can really make us some good money. We're not talking little money. That can make us big leaps in money. And so if you're looking for that kind of play, just keep looking at that, right? Think about that story can drive things. When you see that new hype word, what is the story? Where should I be looking at? A lot of people went quickly to NVIDIA, and they're making money on it. That's for sure. All right, let's keep going. Let's take a look at some other stocks in the market. Basic materials really starting to fall off the wagon here. So if you guys were looking for some of those to kind of turning into the green, they're not looking good. Even gold falling off, right? We talked about that trade when it was up at 20. Look where it's at now, 17. This is not the place to be. Even in coal, BTU, just getting wrecked, right? AMR, just getting wrecked. Not the place I want to be unless I'm trying to find a short. All right, let's keep going. We'll take a look at some other stocks here in the market. Let's go back to Apple, see how we're doing on the close. Look how that's starting to make a nice little propped up move on the day. Just pulled back recently to the VWAP, right back up there to 173.84s. This is when I start thinking about Ulta. You know what? Let's do it, team. Let me see if I can get in here. I'm going to play it small because I got to be honest. I got to play it small, especially on earnings. I hate playing earnings. But I haven't taken an earnings play in a little while. I just grabbed the 488.14s there. Let's do it, team. Let's see what happens. All right. Let's see it. I'm going to take a little bit of an earnings swing there on Ulta, and maybe I get wrecked on it. But to tell you the truth, I don't think it'll be too bad because I tried to take it with the correct size and so that I won't get hurt too much. We'll see what happens here. It's been a nice little ride already on the day, so maybe I'm getting it a little bit too high. But I believe in the company. I believe in the management. Let's see what happens on earnings. All right, let's keep it going. Smash the like for that one if you guys enjoyed it. We got about 15 minutes here. We can do a little bit of some ticker time. So throw up those tickers. What are you guys taking a look at? Throw it up here. We can also go through kind of some earning stocks. I can pull up the earnings calendar if that's what you guys want to look at. Of course, we got some good stocks reporting tonight. Let me take a look at what else is kind of taking a look at tonight. Let me go ahead. Of course, we got Gap Deckers. What about the Decks? Deckers 453 right now. Is this one a dip to get? This one has really been a hard turnaround, and this all came off of Foot Lockers. Just started destroying the industry. Retail is really not where I want to be right now, even though I do think this could turn around. And the big thing is though, Ulta's completely different. I think that it's kind of a little bit recession proof. The only time that Ulta really kind of took a hit was the pandemic, and that was because no one was going outside. Let's just be honest. Whether inflation is more or less, we're still going to be buying the cosmetics, even buying like colognes. I hope you guys are buying cologne. I love buying expensive colognes. That's what I even shop at Ulta to get my expensive colognes because that's where the good stuff is. But we'll see what happens. Can this get a lift tonight? We'll find out. All right, there's another one here that I think is another one to keep in mind for an AI play. And this one is one that I think could really lift off today. And it's already lifting off. So definitely, this is a little bit of a miss on me. And I think that I'm going to regret this one tomorrow. But Workday. What about Workday, right? What about like software applications like HR, like things that do things like that, right? I think those are the type of plays that are going to probably get the most benefit if they start adding AI to their plays, right? We'll see what happens if this really kind of takes off through kind of the 206 and the 214s and takes to the next level, right? I mean, I think this looks like it wants 200, right? It wouldn't be a bad little pop there for Workday. We'll see what happens. They report after the bell also. We got Costco. We got Autodesk. That one's an interesting one there. What else we got? Gap. This one doesn't look good, man. This one's on the lows and it's just going down. I think we might start seeing Gap disappear. Could it be? All right. Yeah. You saw it, Jim. I'll let you slide with that one. Let's keep going. Let's take a look at the Qs here. The Qs, are we going to get to 341 for the close? And then I'll take a look at my trade today on Palantir. Did I close that one a little too early? Let's take a look there. Palantir, what'd you get up to today? Up to 295. Man, I'm not going to lie. I killed it on this one. Got out at 1294. So, I mean, I didn't get the high of the day. It was like 1296. I'll take it. At least for an intraday trade, that wasn't a bad one to be long down here at the 1248s and then ride that thing back up to 1290s. Oh, and one thing I do want to let you guys know, I'm super excited, of course, to get a little bit deeper into the trade, the pool. And that's kind of more of an evaluation. Can I win a little bit of a prop firm? We'll see, guys. Put me to the test. We'll find out. If you guys want to check out a little bit of Trade the Pool, definitely. I threw up the link there. Like always, check it out, guys. All right, we'll see what else is going on here towards the close. It looks like we're starting to turn around a little bit here. We're starting to pull back a little bit off of those highs there. We didn't get to the 341. What about NVIDIA? Will this start turning around? Ooh, it's starting to head down pretty hard here at the close there. There were some other ones that definitely got the lift. NVIDIA's been a monster move. Can it pull back even half of this and still catch another uplift? Yes. So we'll be careful with that one. I definitely probably wouldn't open new positions, but like always, you guys choose your own investment advice, your own risk levels. We'll see if NVIDIA is able to hang on tonight. And it's 349. So I'm actually going to let you guys go a little bit early tonight, unless you guys got some stocks there you guys want to go over. I see GCO mentioned in the chat. What is this? Oh, man, this looks horrible. Apparel stores, not looking good right now, guys. Be careful out there for those. And then, of course, there's probably even more here to kind of look out. I mean, let's go to apparel stores right quick. Ross, that one's trying to hang on right now. Lulu, When does Ross report? Did it already report? I think it might have. Let me just take a little peek here. When does Ross report? All right, teams were reported 18th. I'm sorry, I was at the conference, so I just wanted to take a look right there. It beat a little bit. It didn't do too bad. Lulu hanging on by a thread. This doesn't look good, man. Look at how Lulu just almost filling that whole gap. Man, that was a nice one on the downside at least. TJX falling off. Yeah, this one looks like it's falling off pretty good. That's why Ross might be able to turn around and just go back down there. But it filled the gap already. So that's why it's using that 100 gap fill to kind of like just get right back up there. But there could still be kind of this fill there. Where did this kind of wick get to? Did it get towards that? It still didn't fully fill the gap, but it's using around 100 right now. We'll see what happens there in Ross stores. Definitely GPS. I feel bad for that stock. It does not look good. Bath and Body Works does not look good. This looks like it wants to fill the gap right back down. And let's just be honest. It's a candle store, man. This could fill the gap right back down. Doesn't look like a bad one to look for maybe a short opportunity. XRT, of course. XRT is your retail ETF. Nice little mention there, Jay. Yeah, you could see this. What does this look like, guys? This looks like a bearish move. You got multiple chances to get out of this. Reject the move even to go higher from here. And now just really starting to get heavy. So this does not look good there. And it looks like it just wants to take down and just come back down towards the downside. We'll see what happens on XRT if this could ever turn around. Costco could change things up, right? And Ulta could help that today. But of course, there's some apparel stores that could get really hit, like GPS, right? That's not going to help anybody. All right, Mullen announces successful EV event stock running, MULN. Let's take a look there. All right, now you're seeing a little bit of a push. It's trying to get through the $1 spot. Doesn't look too bad. Maybe it gets a little bit of a dollar pop here. We'll find out. Not the worst stock, but hey, I still think they need to prove themselves a lot before I go investing in them, but to each his own. Irony candle stocks, candle charts. Yeah, that is pretty funny. I actually try to like candles sometimes after I win, kind of like a little bit of a win move there, but Ulta pulling back on me already, team. Oh, no bueno, team. Already taking a little bit of a hit here on Ulta. We'll see what happens here, team. Definitely already. I'm already down almost 1%. I might get hit on this one tomorrow, and it's gonna suck. But hey, I took a shot. I don't take a shot too many times on these earning stocks. So hey, we'll find out what happens with Ulta tonight. All right, EV Go mentioned in the chat. I'll take a look at that. Let's take a look at EV Go, specialty retail. Of course, this one does not look bueno right now. Down towards the 387. Sideways consolidation needs to hold above 4 for multiple days for me to even look at it. It's made a 1-day green move, but that's not going to be enough. I want to see a 3-day move where it goes like 4, then 450. That won't look too bad because it's trying to maybe fill this gap on the upside. But until it starts making that type of move, I'd leave this one alone, at least for myself. AMGN, let's take a look there. AMGN, I just talked about how the biotechs and these don't look good. They don't look good. And there's multiple ones that don't look good. So that's the problem, right? When multiple ones don't look good, that's when we got to start looking and seeing our way out, right? We don't want to get caught while the rotation just destroys us, right? We want to be quick to rotation because look how rotation works, right? So biotechs they climb for here. How long? They climb for 2.5 months. But in just like 3 days, you cut 5% of that, 5.5%. And what was that move? That was about a 16%. So almost a third of the profits get taken in 3 days on a move that took 2.5 months. This is why I try to be quick to the rotation. Try to look for the rotation to turn against me. Take my profits before they take them. Because they will take them. And this happens all the time where I see rotation just come right back and then boom, it's starting to take the profits. All right, let's take a look at NVIDIA there. And definitely, that's not looking good in biotechs overall. All right, let's go to NVIDIA. Let's see how hard they're getting hit here. They brought it back to 378. Now it's back towards 381. What we don't want to see there, if you're a bull, you don't want to see kind of a rejection of 382 or 382.71 and just come right back down. But we still got a couple minutes here, about 5 minutes. Marvell, have to peel some on this run. Ooh, it's been a nice one, man. Oh, that was a nice one, man. I could imagine if it got to 50 today, I probably might have just cashed it too. I mean, that's a nice little move, but this could also move higher, right? And then I can also look for pullbacks. I like 9 EMA opportunities. I'll look for the next time it gets to the 9 EMA on a pullback. This one does look strength, though. Look, it's not a bad move there. AI pulling back 28, 27 areas to look to see if it can hold a couple of days. Maybe look for the 9 EMA touch around the 27s if it kind of curls up there towards a little bit above. All right, let's take a look at what else is going on. Friday will be tomorrow, of course, and then Monday we're off. So maybe take a look to see if who wants to take it over a long weekend, right? That's going to be another thing. Do we see some profit taking happen in that case? All right, let me look around to see what else is making moves here. SPY overall catching a little bit of a bounce today, but now starting to turn back to the downside here. And of course, we'll keep an eye out towards to see if some of these AI names are able to hold on. How did AVGO close here? Starting to pull back after 732 move. Man, that was a big move today. AVGO and also Adobe. How was that one? Moved to 391. Almost got there towards 400 today. 397. Big move. Already Memorial Day. Yeah, it seems like it. Seems like people already taking profits. It could be true. We'll just have to keep a watch. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. It's 3:57. You guys know I'm going to have to go pay attention to Ulta earnings. So we'll see what happens, team. Do I get wrecked tomorrow? Find out, of course, on Pre-Market Prep. Smash the like for Benzinga. You guys know where you're at. I'll see you guys bright and early in the morning. And let's see. Will I get another one into the green? It wasn't a bad day today with Palantir. I'll tell you that much. I'll see you guys bright and early. And Marvell might have sold it early, but it's still a good trade. Can't be mad. Day trade or swing, as long as we're in the green, baby. I'll see you tomorrow. Hit the like.